Prospecting and the three traits you must have to be successful. I'm Mark Hunter, the sales hunter. Hey, I wrote the book, High Profit Prospecting. The three traits, they are persistence, attitude, and process. I call it the PAP principle. You know, what's interesting is Malcolm Gladwell may have the 10,000 hour principle, and there's plenty of other principles out there. I have the PAP, P-A-P, persistence, attitude, and process. Let's walk through the three, each one of them absolutely critical to be successful. First one is persistence. Now, persistence, what is it all about? That means when you say you're going to prospect, you do prospect. I see too many salespeople, what they do is they say, well, I'll get to prospecting when I get done with all this other stuff. That means you never get to it. Persistence is about setting a time on the calendar and you stick to it. That is your time. And when you do prospect, you are actually prospecting, not preparing to prospect, not thinking about prospecting, but you are prospecting. You see, persistence is also knowing that it's going to take more than one or two contacts to get that prospect to respond to you. Persistence is about coming at them time and time again. Now, persistence is not banging your head against the wall. No, because you know that each message needs to be different. You see, but that's the value about persistence, because you know, and we're going to get to it when we get to the final P, process. It's about having a different message for each time you're persistent. You see, persistence, absolutely key, critical. Now, the second one is attitude. Now, don't sit there and say, well, my attitude sucks when it comes to prospecting. That's why I just prospect by way of email. It's because my attitude doesn't come through. Well, guess what? Your attitude does come through. Why? Because your attitude affects how you listen. Your attitude affects how you hear things. First of all, Zig Ziglar had the wonderful comment, your attitude affects your altitude. And I firmly believe that. I believe that 100%. Now, don't sit there and say for a moment, well, that's why I prospect. No, because you know what? That's why I only email when I prospect. No, because here's the whole thing, what I find happening. The person with the bad attitude is not going to see the opportunities when they arise. You give me two people, one with a bad attitude, one with a great attitude. Same prospect, same conversation, same email, same exchange of information. The one with the great attitude is going to see and close far more opportunities than the one with the bad attitude. Because the one with the bad attitude is simply not going to see things. You see, your attitude not only affects what you say, it affects what you hear. It affects how you process, which takes us to the third P, which is process. But before I get there, let me leave you with this one simple piece. If your attitude sucks, what you got to sit there and ask yourself is this: what are all the outcomes that you've helped your customers achieve? What are all the outcomes? You undoubtedly have helped your customers achieve a tremendous amount of outcomes. That's wonderful. That's incredible. What that means is you've helped people. You see, if you've helped people before, you need to help people again. And if you know who your ideal customer profile is, your ICP, which is part of the process, I'll get to it in a moment, then you're going to know that, wait a minute, if this person fits my ICP, then I have an obligation to reach out to them. You see, you owe it to them to reach out to them. You see, your attitude is because you want to help people. This is why I say sales is not a job, it's not a profession, it's a lifestyle. And the second piece regarding attitude is very simply this. It is amazing how it changes how you listen. And here's what I found. Your attitude is going to give you a tremendous amount of energy. And as that tremendous amount of energy is going to allow you to listen more, because you're going to be more in tune. When that lead comes through late at night, you're going to jump on it. When that lead comes through early in the morning, you're going to jump on it. It's amazing how much faster your response time will be. And speed sells, which takes us to the final P, process. You know what's very interesting? We in sales can screw up a two-car funeral. You see, what I find happening way too often is that salespeople wind up creating this big, complicated prospecting process. Why? Because they really want to have an excuse why they don't have to actually do what they need to do. And that's pick up the phone and make the call. That's reach out and talk to the prospect. You see, what I find is this. I can have a bad process. I mean, it's not a good process at all. But if I have a great attitude and I'm persistent, it's amazing how successful I'll be. Conversely, I can have a great process. And if I have a bad attitude and I'm not persistent, I won't be successful. You see, what's interesting is the persistence and the attitude fuels the process. The process is made because of the attitude and the persistence. You see, PAP truly fits together. What is the process all about? It's about knowing who your ideal customer profile is. It's staying in your lane. It's staying focused. And when I mean staying focused, it means you may have opportunities out here, but because they don't line up, you don't waste your time on it, because you know that your most valuable asset is your time. Now, the process also comes down to you know what to message. You know what to say. You know what questions to ask. Why? Because you're staying in your lane of who your ideal customer profile is. You're not chasing squirrel. You're not chasing whatever happens to be out there. You're staying focused. And when you stay focused, it's amazing. Well, guess what? That's called being persistent. You see how these three pieces fit together? You see, the right process does not have to be complicated. Hey, it's all in the book, High Profit Prospecting. If you like this, I want you to click subscribe. Jump down below to the description, and you're going to find a great ebook that I want you to download. I want you to grab. Hey, my name's Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. The three principles, again, the three traits: PAP, persistence, attitude, and process. Great selling.